Hi everybody, welcome. I'm Roger Mittag, the professor of beer. I had the pleasure of graduating from York University in 1995 with a Bachelor of Administrative Studies, and we're here at Duggan's Brewery for a small beer tasting and a little bit of sharing of knowledge. I've been in the beer industry for well over 15 years and have accumulated a fair bit of information and knowledge, so much so that I started a beer certification program late in 2009. But tonight, it's really about trying to figure out a little bit more about beer and trying to help people understand some things that they may not have even thought about. One of those things would be the history of beer. We often think that the Egyptians found beer or that they discovered it, but it really goes back much further than that. In fact, it goes back to well over 10,000 years ago, where we believe that it was a woman who accidentally stumbled across the discovery of beer. She had been making some bread and it got wet, started natural fermentation, and when she drank it, she had that little bit of spirituality that you might get when you have alcohol for the first time. Now, if we fast forward several hundred years later, even several thousand years later, we realize that there was another woman who played another dominant role in the brewing of beer. She was a nun in a small abbey in the southern part of Bavaria who discovered that hops were a natural preservative. And ever since then, hops have been an integral part of brewing beer. We're going to actually look at exploring the world of beer, how diverse and complex it actually can be, and we're going to look at about 8 different beers tonight at Duggan's. We're going to pair them up with a variety of different foods, and I hope that people are going to find that one of the most unique pairings is going to be that of a stout and oyster. Oysters are very salty and very briny and fairly light in taste, and you would think that a stout is going to totally overpower them, but it really is the bitterness in the stout that's going to take away that brininess and saltiness, allowing both the oyster and the stout to coexist in your mouth. We've got numerous other food pairings that we're going to look at. Most of all, we're looking at beer to complement the flavors in the foods. And primarily beer and food are a great match. They're a much easier match, not necessarily better than wine, but a much easier match simply because a lot of the flavors in the beer are mirrored by the flavors in the food. The other thing that I hope to bring to people tonight is the fact that it is much better to have a beer out of a glass than it is out of a bottle. And we as Canadians typically drink our beer out of a bottle. And tonight I'm going to show everybody how to have a great time on how to pour a beer properly with foam, with the right type of glass so that you can get the most out of it and appreciate every last drop of your beer. Now, if you really want to learn a little bit more about beer, you can feel free to visit my website at thirstforknowledge.ca. There's a lot of great information available there to you, and it will certainly make you understand that beer is a very healthy, energizing drink that you can use for social activities and also to match up with food. Wish you all the best, and thanks very much.